Welcome to the Beauty and Business Breakdown with Becca Healey. I'm Becca. I'm an entrepreneur, permanent makeup artist, and owner of Forever Brows and Beauty Studio. My studio is located in Cincinnati, Ohio, and my channel is where I come to talk to other beauty professionals, entrepreneurs, and people who inspire me. We're going to be covering different topics every episode and leaving you with inspiration, insight, and business tips. Please like, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Forever Brows and Beauty Studio. Now let's jump right in. Today I'm going live with Candace Copeland. She's from the Slay Summit in Houston, Texas. She just joined, so let me get her on here. And we're going to talk about to numb or not to numb. Let's see. Hey, Candace.
Hey,
How are you?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Good. You look fabulous. Let me back up my camera a little bit.
Thank you. I need to as well. But I'm in the studio.
Hey, Michelle. Awesome. So thank you so much for joining, Candace. I'm so excited to have you on my channel.
Thank you for having me.
Awesome. So before we get started in our topic, I have some questions I wanted to ask you just to get to know you better and to have our audience get to know you as well. So tell us who you are and what you do.
So my name is Candace. I was born and raised in Houston, and I actually do nano brows. It is a type of machine brow that it's like microblading but machine. And yeah, been doing it for about 2 years. I got trained 2 years ago. I actually opened the business about a year and a half ago.
Nice.
So yeah, been
Awesome.
every step of the way.
Yeah, so you're loving doing brows.
Yes, it's very challenging. Challenging would be an understatement. It's very it's a very tough industry, but yeah, I actually love what I'm doing. It's very.
Yeah. So do you have any children, or what do you do when you're not doing brows?
I do not have children. I do have a boyfriend. In my free time, I hang out with my friends. We drink wine, hang out, just, lay by the pool. I'm very chill. I'm not trying to get into too much. I'm not trying to club. I'm just trying to go to a spa, get your nails done, lay by the pool, catch some sun.
Awesome. I love it. Awesome. So tell us, what do you do, like, as far as numbing, not to numbing, like, what is your procedure? What do you do in your studio?
So this is actually a very interesting topic because when I originally got trained, I was a microblader.
Mm-hmm.
And I did numb. I numbed first, and then we did the procedure. I did about a pass, and then I would do a secondary numb to keep them numb because microblading hurts. But when it comes to nano, it doesn't hurt as much. It is uncomfortable, but it doesn't hurt as much as microblading. So I don't numb on a first pass.
Okay.
I would say most people say it's like a 2 to a 4 on a 1 to 10 scale. But after the first pass, I do use a secondary numb just to keep the texture of the skin, because numbing does change the texture of the skin.
Yes, it does.
And so if you start with the numbing, with nano is incredibly difficult.
Oh, okay.
Whereas with
It's too
microblading,
spongy.
it's very spongy, it's moist, it's a mess. And the needle is so fine that it's like trying to drive on a slick road.
Oh.
Whereas with microblading, it's that blade with all those needles. So it's different with microblading. I would numb every time with microblading. I would not numb with nano.
What about do you do powder brows too?
I do a little bit of powder brows. I do nano shading. So I do a combination of hair strokes and shading. I have had a few clients that I do full shading on, but I don't necessarily just advertise it just yet.
Do you numb for those as well? Or do you not numb for them?
I do my outline first. I numb. and then I proceed with the rest.
I got you.
Yeah. So it's just nano that
You don't know.
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know at first.
So have you had any like anyone complain or anybody say that they couldn't handle it? Like, what has been the feedback from your clients?
So I haven't had anybody say they can't handle it. I definitely think there are different pain tolerances. So some will compare it to threading. Some will say it feels like most of my clients do have tattoos, so they say it's nothing compared to a tattoo. It doesn't hurt as much. And then I have some who don't have tattoos, and they're like, "Oh yeah, this is uncomfortable," but it's not uncomfortable enough to get off the bed. It's tolerable.
Yeah.
And then so once we get through the first pass, I numb, and then they go to sleep, or they don't even realize I'm working on them anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like the first 20 minutes. If your pain tolerance is low, it's just the first 20 minutes, pretty much.
And most people are able to push through that.
I haven't had a single client that couldn't take it.
That's good.
Every single client was able to at least tolerate it. Even my older ladies, I love my older ladies. Even they can take it. So
Nice. So do you work on any other areas of the face yet? Like, have you started doing lips and eyeliner yet?
I don't think that I will.
Yeah.
I think that my only interest outside of brows is areola. I do want to do I want to help the breast cancer survivors by putting on areola tattoos, but anything outside of that, I don't see myself. And that's just me saying that now. I might change my mind 3 to 5 years from now, but as of now, no, I don't see myself doing eyeliner or lips or freckles or scalp.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
So personally, I numb every time.
and do you do microblading or do you do?
I do microblading and I do powder brows. I don't do nano brows. So I haven't mastered that technique yet. I've been trying to work on it, but I don't feel like confident in having that as a service yet.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I mean, I went through a phase where I wasn't numbing for powder brows.
Mm-hmm.
And I was trying just to like break the skin, do my first little outline without numbing. And some people were fine with it, and some people didn't tolerate it very well. So,
Oh, wow.
You know, I mean, they weren't jumping off the table, but it was enough for them to say, like, at their touch up, like, hey, can we just numb these beforehand?
Oh, wow. I haven't had anybody say that to me.
Yeah. So I went back to pre-numbing for the powder brows because it just seemed like people were more uncomfortable. So I'd rather them be comfortable from the get-go and then not have them like stressed out.
Do you feel like it makes the procedure harder?
No, I just think it takes longer because you have to wait, 25 minutes basically.
Absolutely.
So it just takes longer, but I feel like they're a little bit less anxious a lot of times. So it just helps like keeping them calm. And for me, that's like a payoff. So I'm fine with taking that time and waiting for them to get numb or whatever. So, because I've had it done without numbing. Well, I've had it with numbing, but I mean, I've had it where, when I've gotten my touch up, where it was like pretty bad with the powder brows.
Mm-hmm.
So I had her put more numbing on me.
So I've actually, like when I practice at night, I'll put a glove on and I'll nano myself.
Oh wow.
And I'll also shade myself. And I don't have a high tolerance. Like I would say I'm about medium.
Mm-hmm.
Nano hair strokes definitely hurts more than shading does,
Yeah.
but it's tolerable. Like I could take that for 20 minutes.
Yeah.
But microblading?
No way.
There's
no way.
There's no way.
If you came on here and told me you were microblading without numbing, I would have died.
You know, there are people who actually, a lot of my clients, so I do a lot of like corrective work. A lot of my clients come in and they were not numbed from microblading, which
That's
is
crazy.
wild. And I actually know a trainer who promotes that you don't have to numb for microblading. Like it's all in your stretch. If you stretch really well and the position of your blade, it should be uncomfortable and not painful. And I'm just like, numbing works. So to me, it doesn't make it hard for you to microblade the skin. Especially if you know what you're doing. I feel like no, every time microblading, I'm going to numb you.
Yeah, so that was one of my questions I was going to ask you is, do you know people personally who don't numb for microblading?
Yes, the whole Beauty Angels Academy, they don't know.
Oh, really?
That
So do you know like what the reasons are, or do you know like why they suggest that it's better to do it without it?
because they feel like it's in the technique, the stretch and the like they feel like it's not necessary. And I've seen them actually do it with the video on the client, and the client didn't look like they were in pain, which was
That's interesting.
they really could be onto something. I don't trust that for myself because when I've tried it, it's not no, they're like getting off the table. It's so
So
painful.
what would be the benefits of not numbing for them? Like, does it just so that they have better, like, do they have better retention?
I guess because I mean for one, you do save time, but also I think that a lot of people feel like it's just difficult to work with numbing just because you lose your outline, it's messy. And I just know a lot of people who, it's like a common question that I see is like, how do you keep the outline if you're numbing someone? So I think that it just kind of alleviates a lot of problems. But I mean, if it works for them, that's awesome. I personally would need to work with them one-on-one to see how that's being done. But I don't even microblade anymore. So
Okay. So you've completely gone from microblading to nano brows, and now no more microblading.
no more microblading.
Yeah.
Yeah, I see no. The only reason why I would microblade somebody is if like the needle of the nano couldn't, like if they had like, if it was like a burn victim
Mm-hmm.
or like, like super heavy scar tissue and a needle couldn't penetrate that, and then I would have to use a microblade.
I got you.
But if it wasn't that case, no. Every time I'm using nano.
Okay, cool. So did you, where did you learn to do that? Did you go to an academy, or did you like pick it up on your own?
So, More Beauty Love is the trainer that I chose, but a lot of it, so I did go online with her, but I used previous knowledge. Like a lot of it I did teach myself. So she definitely helped me with technique and stuff, but for the most part, like the artistic side of it, like the patterns, all that kind of stuff, I taught myself.
That's
I
awesome.
taught myself how to do like a lot of it because when we started out, it was the pandemic and the beginning of the pandemic. So I took her online course, and I don't believe you can succeed in nano from just online. And it's the only thing I had is the pandemic. The airports were down. So I
Right.
taught myself a lot of the stuff, and it was incredibly hard.
I bet.
It's nano is really, really, really hard. But
Yeah. I have an online video that I bought a few years ago, like maybe a year and a half ago. And I still, even though I did the class online, I still feel like not confident in it.
as for nano,
Yeah.
it's hard. I wouldn't sugarcoat it
It's
for
hard.
anybody. I would
Yeah.
not sugarcoat it for anybody. It is really, really hard. It's a hard service to perform.
It's a
And
specialty. I mean, you're one of like 100, 1 out of thousands of people that's able to do it. Like, it's amazing that you're able to do that.
I just, for me, I just felt like, especially with I struggle with microblading. I'm not gonna even sugarcoat anything. I struggled with microblading. When I got taught, I had a great trainer, but I felt like trainings in general, especially in the beginning, like a few years ago, they weren't as in depth as they are today.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the information, like, or not even just that a lot of information wasn't there, just sometimes you need to hear it a couple times. Like you're not going to get everything you need in a 2 to 3 day course. You need multiple trainings. And in the beginning, I wasn't doing that. I just had the one training. And so when I started off with microblading, I struggled. I struggled with depth. I struggled with my stretch. I struggled with mapping big time. I struggled. And I think it was because I constantly had to figure it out, that by the time I got to nano, it was like, oh, it was easy to pick up because I knew every wrong way to do something.
Right.
So it's like I just immediately applied microblading to nano.
Mm-hmm.
So I definitely think that you just have to go for it. You just got to try and yeah,
Just push through.
just push through.
Yeah. So tell me, any more like tips about when you do numb, what type of numbing agents that you're using?
Oh yeah. So I have so many numbing creams here. I even have a prescription one from a doctor.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I know a pharmacist, and he helped me out
That's
because
awesome.
yeah. So I got a specific combination of things, but I do use Zensa. This is like, besides that one, this is one of my favorites. Leave it on for 30 minutes. I put the barrier film on, and then secondary numb. This is what I've been using, but I have a few. I use J Pro.
Okay. I've never
J-
heard of that one.
I like J Pro. I have Magnum, and then Ultra Duration.
Okay. I use Ultra Duration too.
Yeah. So I use
them too.
I even have like these little ones I've tried out along the way, and they've worked. Savvy Creations, Nicole's numbing. I've tried a lot of numbing creams.
Okay.
I think Ultra Duration, Magnum, and J Pro, as for a secondary numb, is my favorite.
Where do you get that?
Say that again.
Where do you get that at?
Ultra Duration.
No, the Magnum and the other one.
So the Magnum, I got it from Beauty Angels store. The Beauty Angels Academy, they have a store. So I got this from there. And then J Pro, there is a tattoo shop online. I think it's called, I can't remember the name of it, but I always check it through my email. But there's a tattoo shop online, and I order my J Pro from there.
Cool.
And I just have different ones. I tried Dr. Numb, Dumb Numb. I've tried so many numbing creams. It's not even funny. So
I just started using Zenza.
did you? How do you like it?
I'm liking it so far. It's different. Like, I was using Miso Numb.
I never tried.
It's kind of pricey, so I just wanted to try the Zenza to see what the difference would be. And most of my clients have said that they think it's at least the same, if not maybe a little bit better. So far it's going good.
What is difficult about it to you?
It's a little bit more liquidy than the one I was using. So even though it's still a cream, it's like liquid cream.
So it doesn't like stay put, it kind of slides around.
Yeah, it slides around, and I lose my outline a little bit with it.
How are you removing it?
Just with a Q-tip, like a squeegee.
Yeah. I just make sure that my outline is heavy on there.
Yeah.
And I never really had to. In the beginning, I did struggle getting the numbing cream off, but no, I do understand. That's why I'm happy nano. I can kind of get away from that, because
that's why I tried doing it without numbing for a little while, because I wanted to see if I could get away with it, but it just wasn't worth it for me.
Because even with powder brows, do you do an outline, like a solid line outline, or do you do a borderless?
I do a outline.
And you can't do that without numbing?
I tried, but people they weren't comfortable with it.
Yeah. No, I haven't had.
Yeah.
I haven't had that experience yet.
Yeah, so I'm right now, since I switched to Zenza, I'm working on like just trying to figure out the rhythm, I guess, of like removing the numbing without losing the outline.
Yeah. For me, I just thin them out. Well, so I know some people, they put a lot of Zenza on. They like put a huge amount on and they just slide it off. And I use like, the little,
Mm-hmm.
and I just slide it off. And then I take a paper towel and I kind of, or tissue, and just kind of like gently lift the rest off. And then I go back over with my outline if I did miss a spot. But also I use surgical marker.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So this is like my go-to.
Nice.
And I had a trainer that said, one day you got to get away from surgical markers, which is true. But I don't feel like you have to if you know how to remove it. There's no point to me. If you know how to remove this, yeah, the Craft Browery said I do the outline without numbing. Yeah, I do this and it kind of helps me remember where my outline was. But yeah.
Yeah.
Do you use surgical marker at all to keep your
No.
outline? Yeah, I love it.
I was always taught not to.
Yeah. I put it on there and I'm able to get it off with secondary numbing or Magnum, which is also secondary numbing, but I can get it off. And then also micellar water.
Okay.
Yeah.
I might have to start doing that for powder brows.
And light dots. Very, very light dots.
So when I do microblading, I use just a Sharpie, the fine tip Sharpie. And I use that with dots for the microblading. But for powder brows, I don't do it.
Yeah. So you're numbing, so you do the outline, you draw it, you numb it, then you wipe it off, and then you do your powder brows again? I mean, you do the...
And like some people I know, in one of my networking groups, they said that they actually just numb first and then map.
But wouldn't the numbing wear off at that point?
That's what I thought too. Like if it takes, because sometimes it could take like 20 minutes to map them if they don't have a lot of brows already, you know what I mean? So the mapping could take a little while. So I would be worried about it wearing off too.
Someone once told me that they do that for psychological reasons.
Oh, really?
Like it makes you feel like your skin is numb. But
yeah,
no, I would never numb prior to mapping, just because I take my time. And so sometimes I can map in 15 minutes. Sometimes it takes me an hour. So that numbing would have been gone. Messing with me.
Yeah, I just feel like lately I work so hard on my mapping, and then the Zenza, and it's only with powder brows that I have to worry. It's, with microblading, I'm not even using Zenza. I'm using like tag number 45.
I've never tried that one.
Well, it's in replace of blue gel because blue gel hasn't been really...
It's been hard to find.
Yeah, it's been out of stock for like more than 6 months everywhere. So I use blue gel and ultra duration when I do microblading.
Blue gel. And so with the miso and the blue gel, do you feel like it's not hard at all to remove that and keep your outline?
Correct.
So it's just the Zenza that's giving you that issue.
It's the Zenza that's giving me a problem, yeah.
Yeah.
So
I completely understand. So
it makes me not like... That's the only reason why I would go back to miso numb. And it's not like I can't get it. It's just that where I was getting it from, my trainer, Christina Melanchenko, she isn't carrying it anymore. So you could get it online, but it's like, if I could get away with using Zenza, I'll do that first.
Yeah, this is very easy to get.
Yeah. I
actually have some extras, so if you want me to send you them, because I don't use them anymore, and I have like...
Yeah, I would buy them from you for sure.
Yeah, I can take them because I don't even use numbing cream. When I switched to Nano, I didn't look back.
See, I also do like lips and eyeliner. So I use a lot more of that, and then I do micro needling too.
I heard that lips hurt a bit more than brows. Is that true?
Yeah, it is true. I've never had my lips done, but from everybody that I've done that has had multiple parts tattooed have said that the lips is the worst out of the three.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still tolerable. People still are like falling asleep a lot of times. You know what I mean? But it's not as easy as like the eyeliner.
What is your favorite service to perform?
I do love doing lips.
You do?
Yeah, but I really love doing brows too. So it's kind of hard to say. But I started out doing like you. I started out just as a microblader, and then it evolved into, clients asking for other services and people wanting eyeliner and stuff like that. So
I'm scared to do eyeliner.
it's really fun. I love doing it.
Working so close to someone's eye.
Yeah. It sounds scary, but it's not that scary. Once you see how far your needle is away from the eye, it's actually not that bad.
God.
But it sounds intimidating, I know.
Yes. I definitely, I don't know. As of now, I don't think I'll offer any extra services. Just what I have, nano shading, maybe a full powder or ombre. And then maybe down the road, areola.
Yeah.
And maybe then I'll probably numbing, because I'm sure that's a very sensitive area.
Yeah, I
But
think that will definitely need it.
absolutely, that's definitely probably a pre-numb area.
Mm-hmm. And you're working over scar tissue, so you just never know like what that's going to be like, the sensation.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Well, yeah.
Well, thank you so much for joining me. Do you have any other things that you want to talk about with the numbing?
No, I think it's just a very healthy conversation within the permanent makeup industry, just because a lot of people aren't numbing, a lot of people are numbing, and it's just great to hear like what everybody's doing. Because when people say that they microblade without numbing, I'm very interested to hear how you're doing that. And because I do have clients come in and say, I was not numbed. And
It's crazy.
I'm just, yeah.
It just so blows my mind.
Yeah. It blows my mind more that you was able to take that. Not even that they didn't numb you, but your ability to take that, because I would have left.
I mean, you come at me with that microblade with no numbing, I'm out the door.
No. And like I said, I've nanoed myself, and
Yeah.
I could take it. I could take that. I mean, threading's not fun. None of those things are fun, but it's tolerable. Whereas microblading, that is like someone is ripping through your skin. That's what it feels like. No. No. But yeah, thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. And if anybody wants to learn more tips about, numbing, not to numb, or if you're interested in learning more about microblading, I have an online course that's coming available at the end of the month.
Awesome.
Yes, so people can sign up for my VIP list right now using the link in my bio and get some freebies and some early access discounts.
Yes, and send me your VIP listing so I can share it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
And thank you for all the love in the comments.
Yeah, we're getting lots of love, Candace. People are loving you today.
Thank you, everybody.
Yes. So I'll be putting this up on YouTube as well. So I'll put your we need to let people know how they can work with you and where they can find you, and I'll put it in the comments.
Yes, I am in Houston, Texas. I am in Midtown, which is near the Breakfast Club. And yeah, nano brows, nano shading all day.
And what's your IG handle?
My IG handle is the Slay Summit, or you can find slaysummit.com.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Candace.
Thank you for
having me. I hope
having
you have a great rest of your day.
You as well, and send me your information so I can send you the Zensa.
Awesome. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate the support. Please like, subscribe, share, and follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Forever Brows and Beauty Studio. And please join us again next time for new guests, new stories, and new inspiration. Thanks so much.